Hey, what's up? Greg here, burning both ends, burning on the front end of a Sunday. It is May 27th, 2018, just before 9 a.m. Pacific. A little bit later today, I was out late last night supporting Ashanti branch in the Ever Forward Club's 24-hour relay. And so still got my 5 hours in, and just up a little bit later, and now working with the kids. We're getting the house clean. We have some company tonight for dinner, which I'm excited about. And we have just a bunch of activities for today. So getting together with some friends. We got ballet. We got aerial practice for the girls, so I'm excited for that. And so let me just get into this morning's post. It got to be a little quicker this morning. And so this morning's post is beautifully family-oriented. It's about our family communication plan, organization via the cloud. And so the bottom line is that organization, I've realized this, organization of our schedule for the family is critical to having a smooth running week, and we just kind of take it in week by week. That's how we chunk it down. And so my wife and I, we leverage two platforms to do this, Google Calendar and Google Sheets. And then we also have a communication plan that kind of wraps around the whole thing. Imagine that, there's that term again. And now we can execute as a family, we can execute as a team, which I find is very empowering. And it all kind of started when we got back to the East Bay, early 2016, and we got the kids in school, and we got our routines. Wife and I both had our jobs, and so it's like, okay, how do we attack each week? So that way, we bring some sanity to what's going on. And we just needed the solid communication plan. And then we needed just some simple tools just, to actually execute within. And so we found that Google Calendar and this weekly Google Sheet that we create. And there's a link below so you can check it out. This just creates a huge upside for the family. It reduces stress for me and my wife. And it also... I involve my kids in the decision-making process, and it gives them ownership. And we found that everything really hinges around meals. It's very interesting. And so to have them choose what they want to have for breakfast and lunch, and to get a say, for dinner, now, those, oh, I didn't like that. It's like, well, that's what you asked for. You put your lunch together, or maybe I made it, but my older daughter chose exactly what she wanted. So this ownership and this accountability works really well. And so let's hit Google Calendar first. So it's a very simple platform. I think a lot of us use calendars. Simple but ridiculously effective, right? You can put all that information in that invite, and now it's like on calendar, and it's like this is what's happening. And so any questions, right? We know where it is. We know what the title of it is. We know the location, and we know all these important details. It is a little dry, right, sending invites to my wife, but, in our opinion, the effectiveness kind of trumps that kind of dry business-likeness, if that's a word. And, and I'm a big fan of focusing on the result. Is this tool beneficial? Does it actually provide us value? If it does, then I'll kind of work through any kind of weirdness around using it. And, at the same time, it's my wife and I. I mean, we've known each other since 2006. Maybe even a little bit before then, but we started dating then. So, and then it also empowers me to work on other aspects of my communication to kind of make up for the dryness. So, it also gives us something, to chat about, to kind of, discuss at dinner. When I see an event hit the calendar, then we can talk about it, things like that. And also, just the fact that it's all on the calendar, it makes us both real nimble during the week, so we can pass off tasks to each other. Oh, it's in the calendar, blah, 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 pick that thing up. Or you got to go take our oldest daughter to this event. It's in the calendar. So it lets us kind of trade and be really nimble during the week to do audibles and pivots. And we'll typically use text messaging for that. So the second thing is this Google Sheet, and this thing has just been a huge benefit to the family. So the Google Sheet, it's super simple. It primarily focuses on the weekday, not so much the weekend, but it focuses around meals, breakfast, lunches, especially for the girls going to school, and then drop-offs and pickups as far as my wife and I, and then evening activities as far as what's going on in the evening, something I got to do, something my wife's got to do, something the family's got to do. And so we lay out the whole week, and then I print it out. So a little old school analog style. I print it out and I just post it right in the kitchen where everyone can see it. So that way we all know what's happening for dinner. We all know what's happening for lunch. I enroll my older daughter. My younger daughter is not so concerned about food right now. And so once she hits about 5 or 6, she'll start getting a lot pickier. but I enrolled my older daughter to help me make the sheet, so that way she's picking breakfast, she's picking lunches, she's got to save for dinner, and then she also knows what's happening in the evenings. And I love her attention to detail, because she'll notice when little things are different. It's very interesting to see her. And I'm also showing her, the cloud and Google Sheets and what it's like to work in that environment. And she likes typing, so she's learning how to type right now. And I just think it's a really cool experience to see, okay, here's this cloud thing. I can jump from computer to computer, and then we print it out, and now here's this piece of paper. But the piece of paper is really effective, right? Sometimes it doesn't make sense to always keep things in the cloud. Sometimes an actual piece of paper, because now we can write on it, we can cross things out, we can switch things around, allows us to pivot and support each other. And so what's the result here? So I'd say the result is reduced stress for my wife and I, for my wife and me. We can plan for the week, so we know if something's coming up on Thursday that my wife has to do, I can really, plan my whole day. Because sometimes, I bike to work. I really need to plan a whole day ahead, because I need to know what I'm bringing to work the next day and get that ready. Especially if I have to go right from work to get kids, or I have to drive that day for some reason, or anything. So it's just a great planning tool. It does provide this interesting kind of thread of like self-accountability and empathy, because now, I can hold myself accountable because it's written down and I got to do what I said I'm going to do. And then also this empathy piece, where if I can see that my wife has a bunch of things that week, I can kind of reach out to her and connect with her and help her more. Same with her, in my direction. And so yeah, and there are those two words again: self accountability and empathy. I find that these are just critical things. So it really works for us. So check out the outline. Check out our Google Sheet here. And there are some motivational links down below. So check out some of those videos. Those are some of the things that have been inspiring me this year to elevate my game. And let's see what else we got. G Money is my alter ego, so if you like the beats in the background, check them out. There's a link down in the description, and you can listen to my beats for free on SoundCloud. I've also linked this awesome DJ I just came across, DJ Tasha Blank. Really digging her DJ set, so that there's a link to one of her SoundCloud posts, and she's got a whole hours of music on SoundCloud you can listen to for free. So I really dig that. Please subscribe. I want to hear about tips and tricks that you use with the family, with your life, with business. That's what this is all about. This is all about things that I'm using in life that are working for me, and successes I've had around them. And so I want to hear about your journey. I want to hear about your challenges, your problems. Give me, let me help. I want to be of service. So that's today's post. Y'all have a great Sunday, a great Memorial Day. Be of service. Show some gratitude for some of the fallen soldiers and some of the folks that dedicate their lives to making this country great. And have some fun too. I'll see you later.